early in the morning on a weekend day, and I usually don't get up early. But I went to bed early last night, and sometimes these things happen, people. Anyway, I come up with another one. I guess Spirit woke me up from my slumber to share this with you. And it's in regards to help. And I've talked to you plenty of times about help. But I want to talk about direct help. And I think I've touched on this before. I think part of the reason why a lot of people are frustrated and hurt is because they haven't received direct help for their situation. Let me give you a scenario that I'm sure a lot of you can relate with. Let's say that you're in a situation where you need some assistance from the government. It could be for anything. Let's say that you want to open a business and you put in for a grant and you're waiting for the money. And it's a process. Or let's say that you need assistance for rent and you're waiting for the check to come through. Or let's say that you need assistance for food for your children because you're low income, and you need housing assistance for your family. Finances aren't great. You get the picture. You're waiting for some kind of program or some kind of organization associated with a government or an entity to assist you. But because of how they're organized, there's a process you have to go through. And because of the way they advertise the program and they have so much available, you apply, but you fail to understand that there are other people that are applying as well, and the system becomes overwhelmed. And of course, you're only thinking about your situation, and rightly so. So, needless to say, when we're dealing with advertising in the real world, people, you have to understand that when people are advertising a product, they're going to bring out the best points. They're not going to tell you every single little thing. They're not going to put out every single little detail. They're going to miss a few things. It's like when you watch videos that are trying to promote certain products and services, or if you're trying to learn a process in regards to some things. That particular person is going to show you the basics, but they're not going to show you every single little thing. So when you go through the process, there are going to be some things that you're going to pick up, some good, some bad. And for some people, they can't handle that. You have to go into a situation that you're unfamiliar with, understanding that it may not be exactly the way that it's presented to you. But for some people, they don't have the wherewithal to understand it. They might be in a state of desperation or frustration to the point where they don't have time to figure out things. Their back is up against the wall. They don't have time to figure out why things are taking so long. They don't have time to figure out why they didn't get all 5,000 and they only got 3,500. Now they have to scramble around and find the other 1,500. They don't have time. They didn't think when they put in the application for this grant or this loan that they should go ahead and seek out other resources because they had put all their faith in that one thing, see. Because it was packaged so well that it would alleviate all of their problems. This goes back to what I say about not putting all of your eggs in one basket. How many times have all of us done that? Because the offer was presented to us so well. Oh, don't worry about that. Or people have told us, oh, depend on me. I'll take care of everything. And then when the rubber met the road, everything was not taken care of. Something was amiss, and then you're scrambling around at the last minute trying to make sure those loose ends were tied, and you were not prepared to do so. That's not direct help, people. That's help, but it's not direct help. Let me tell you what direct help does. Direct help is when you need an extra $20 to last you the next couple of days because you don't have it to put in your gas tank. It is Tuesday, you get paid on Thursday, and your tank is on E. Now, we all know there's a reserve tank in the vehicle, but we don't want to take that chance because we've got a 30-mile commute back and forth to work every day. So just to be on the safe side, we need to borrow $20. Direct help is when you call your friend on the phone and ask her for $20 and she cash apps to you right away. That's direct help. Indirect help is when you call your friend for $20 and she cash app you 10 and you got to find the other 10. That's indirect help. It's help, but you're still stuck trying to find 10 from somebody else. Indirect help is when you get part of what you need and you still got to hustle to try to get the rest. Because you still have that extra frustration and aggravation where you still have to worry about where you're going to get the rest of what you need. Now, am I discounting indirect help? No, because that person did what they could do. Okay? But what I'm saying is that sometimes these organizations and entities, they will package themselves and deceive people to think that they're offering direct help. And where the frustration and aggravation comes in is that that direct help does not provide them with what they promised. And in the end, that help does not fulfill what they promised. And that help becomes indirect help because in the end, the person who was supposed to be relieved because what they were looking for was not given to them because they didn't get everything they was promised. They're running around at the last minute trying to tie up loose ends and trying to get something that they weren't supposed to get. That $5,000 loan that person needed to start up their business, they have already ordered product and hired an employee and went and got a building and got, equipment and everything else, and thinking that the $5,000 loan was going to carry it. They've already put their names on the dotted line for all these different things, and when the money comes in, it's only $3,500. They got to run around at the last minute and find $1,500. That's frustration and aggravation. That puts that person in a place of despair. That help was not as directed as projected to be. But when the program came out, it was advertised all over the place. People were lined up all over the place, and the people who were representing the program, they were shouting from the rooftops about it. It was the best thing since sliced bread. And let me break it down even further. Oh, yes, I'm going to promise $2,000 stimulus checks. You guys know I was going to go there, okay? Yeah, everybody's going to get a $2,000 check, okay? Yeah, you get one check for part of it. In the meantime, after you get that part of a check, the cost of living goes up exponentially, and then a little while later you get part of the other check. Now, what good is that part of the other check in the meantime? Between the two checks, cost of living's gone up quite a bit. So by the time that other check comes through, it's not worth anything. But technically, they offered you a $2,000 check. No. They offered you pieces of the whole. And at the end of the day, it didn't help. See, you have to be careful. When someone offers you something, you always have to consider the source. Consider the source. Do your best to try to get as much as you can for yourself first. And if you try to get help from someone, try to get as much information as you can ahead of time. And understand this, even if they offer you help, decide in the back of your mind alternative sources. Always research alternative sources while they're in the process of giving you help. The worst that can happen is that you get what you want from them and have some additional from other sources. There's nothing wrong with having too much money. I don't care what anybody says. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Peace.